Ukraine. Well, I want to turn now to Zeno Leoni, a defence expert at King's College London, with a special focus on China. Interesting area to get into. Thank you so much for joining us. We were just talking there about the UN and China abstaining from that vote condemning the invasion of Ukraine. How would you describe their position in this conflict?
Thank you, Nuala. This is a very interesting time to understand better how China is handling and will handle its partnership in the future. And this is a very much a fast evolving area of international politics. So the position of China has been evolving since the beginning of this crisis with regard to Russia. Certainly, the Russian invasion of Ukraine is a challenge to the Sino-Russian relationship because it undermines the principle of sovereignty that is so central to the way China sees the world. But it was also very central to that joint statement that Russia and China delivered at the beginning of the Winter Olympics in Beijing. At the early stages of this crisis, China was very much on the fence with what was happening. Publicly, it was trying to shield Russia. Privately, of course, there was a great deal of disappointment for the reason I've just explained. The problem is that for Putin, Ukraine is high priority, while for China, Ukraine is not a high priority. China has some moderate interests there, which are fast evolving. And China has a longer-term objective that goes beyond immediate economic interest, which is to have Russia on its side to erode the liberal international order led by the United States. So China is happy to accept some of the backlash from Ukraine. However, there's been an evolution, and clearly China has manifested its disappointment to Russia more strongly compared to the beginning of this crisis.
So they did say, sorry to interrupt you there, Zeno, they did say that China, the door to a peaceful solution to the Ukraine issue is not fully shut, nor should it be. But do you think China would actually intervene in any meaningful way?
I think as long as this conflict remains a local conflict, China will not intervene in any meaningful way. In the same way that NATO, is not really intervening in a direct way. I'm just speculating, but should this conflict, have greater implication across Europe, or let's say there were some military tensions in the Mediterranean Sea, where there are both Russian and NATO's naval assets, and where China has a lot of economic interest with Europe traveling through those waters, that would definitely escalate the position of China. And furthermore, I think it really depends on whether Putin will have an easy win in Ukraine or not. If it's an easy win, China will remain on the side. If Russian forces end up into a quagmire, that will give China greater leverage towards Russia.
Zeno Leoni, thank you so much for joining us. It is an interesting aspect to this story of how Russia and China are dealing with this particular conflict.